Hi, and welcome to our tutorial on using Google Sites to create your own web page. A lot of different softwares are available to create web pages, but most of them require quite a bit of training or a little bit of there's a little bit of learning curve when you're making a web page using different softwares like Dreamweaver or some of the other more professional web creation tools. Google has several tools that you can use to create your own website. The tool that I want to focus in on today is called Google Sites. There's a lot of tutorials you can watch about Google Sites. In this particular tutorial, we're going to show you how to create and set up your own page. So first, the first thing you need to do is to create your Google account. And the web page that I'm on right now to create my Google site is sites.google.com. I'm going to sign in to this page. Now, when you've already created Google Sites, you'll see that all the Google Sites that you have listed will come up. I'm going to click on the Create New Site option just to show you how easy it is to get started. The first thing that you need to be aware of is you need to come up with a name for your site. And I'm going to call this, based upon a class that I'm teaching, EDPS Covilli. Now, if you look, you'll find that every website basically has the same address, sites.google.com/site/ and then whatever you just created. You could go through and create a description if you want. If your site is specific for adults only, you could check the box for mature content. Here's an important part. You can share your site with everyone in the world, or you can specify that only certain people can view your site. A lot of time I start out with the everyone in the world can view the site, and then if I choose to change my mind, I can go through and do that later. I'm going to get started with a pretty basic page and just pick white. And last I have to type in the little code to verify that I am who I say I am. And with that, just a few short steps, I have created this Google site, EDPS Covilli. Now, I'm going to show you just how you can kind of organize your site by creating multiple pages. Most of us don't have simply one page. We're trying to build a website, and so we're going to have several pages. A good idea before you actually start creating the pages themselves is to sketch out a little bit of how you anticipate your site functioning. Let me show you what I mean. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. Before I even get started designing the pages themselves, I'm going to figure out exactly what pages I want. So let's say I want to have one page that's my home page. And then I'll come over here and I'm going to have another page that links off of my home page. That's where I put all my documents. For my class, I'm going to be calling that the file cabinet, where I store all of my lesson plans and different things like that. Then maybe I'm going to have another page, and that page is going to be all about me. So that's going to be like my bio page. And then lastly, maybe I'm going to have a page that is a references page where I put all my references. So you can see, as I make my site, I'm going to have a home page, and then these other three pages are going to have navigation links to them from that home page. We'll worry about setting up that navigation later. Right now, what I want to focus in on is building those three pages. So as I come back into Google Sites, you'll see at the top I have the Create a New Page option. I'll select that. You have 5 different types of pages that you can pick from. You have a web page, which is basically just a standard web page where you can put photos and text and a lot of different things like that. Secondly, you could have a dashboard. The dashboard is a page where you can add different what they call gadgets. This could include a video from YouTube or a document from Google Docs. Announcements is a blogging tool. That's where you can create short announcements or posts that will list on the page chronologically based upon most recent at the top down to most the longest created post at the bottom. The next we have the filing cabinet, where you can use this basically to store your documents. For the class that I'm teaching, I'm going to be using this as a place where my students can store their lesson plans. And then lastly, you have a list where you could put lists of different things that you want people to remember. So let's say first I want this spot called the filing cabinet, and I'm going to call this my lesson plans, because that's where I'm going to store these. Now look what happens as I type that. Immediately a page is created with navigation. And I have choices here. I can either put this on the main level or as a sub page. I'm going to use this as a main level page. And I'm going to click the Create option. Now, if I'm ready to put content on here, you can see that I can immediately start to put content on here. But for now, we'll just leave it at that. Let's go back and create another page. In this instance, I want to create an announcements page or a blog. And for my students, we're calling this the Reflective Journal. So this is where my students will post entries about different things that we're doing in class. Again, this will be at the top level, and I'll just come down and click Create Page. You can see I could start posting immediately, or I can continue doing what I'm doing. The last page that I'm going to create is just a standard web page, and that's the page where they're going to be talking about themselves. So we'll just call that About Me. Again, it's at the top level, and I'll click Create Page. If I wanted to work on this, you can see that this page just comes in a standard editor where I can add content. I think I'm okay with what we've got so far, so I'll just save that page. And now I've created my site. I've got my home page, I have my reflective journal, my lesson plans, and my About Me page. All of these pages are ready to go. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Hope you come back to see how we can do more things with Google Sites.